So Bentley was born December 6, 2019. He came into this world just like a normal baby, no issues, complications. My nurses listened to him and they heard a heart murmur and they found congenital heart defects. So I actually got connected to On Angel's Wings like as soon as I made the post that Bentley had heart defects. So Lacey got in the car the next morning and headed to St. Louis very early to give us family pictures just in case we were to lose Bentley during his procedure. We were able to get photos in case something happened, which just meant the world to us. It was so special because we had no clue.
We didn't find out about On Angel Wings until Rylan was a little bit after a year old. So she had the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck twice, and that caused her to be oxygen deprived during birth, and she ended up suffering significant brain damage. We were very scared that she wasn't gonna make it. I got connected through my mother. She knew someone who knew Michelle, and from that point on, every year it's just been like a ritual to us. Everybody's so nice, and we can't thank them enough for what they do.
It was our 15-week exam with my OB, and we had done a lab test, a lab work. I didn't think anything was wrong with my pregnancy until we've received those results, and your son tested positive for spina bifida, and that is when our whole world changed. It was actually through a friend. That is how we found out about On Angel's Wings. A few months after we actually got back home from St. Louis, after I have delivered him and after the NICU stay in the hospital. So it was a few months after that is when we had our first session.
Well, we already had 4 and decided that we wanted another one. There was just kind of a feeling I couldn't shake, but I was like, it must just be stress from life and everything else going on. It came time for our 20-week appointment. Then after that, we had an immediate follow-up appointment with the doctor, and he came into the room. He didn't wait, he didn't mince words. He just said that our baby didn't have the top of her skull, which we learned after was called anencephaly, and that she would be unable to survive outside the womb. We just started dealing with the grief and started trying to process what it was going to be like. But from that point on, like every kick, every movement, she was talking to me, she was spending time with me, and I spent as much time with her as I could because I knew already that the days were counting down. We kept getting closer, and finally I contacted On Angel's Wings to set up for maternity pictures. My mother-in-law had found them. I'm so thankful to have those pictures. We had a 36-week appointment, and they did one final ultrasound just to kind of see how things were going, and they told me that my blood pressure was running high, and they wanted us to stay for monitoring. And not long after, they came in, and the doctor said, "We hate to tell you this, but you have to have a baby today." And I knew that meant that was the day I was going to lose my baby. We immediately got in contact with Michelle, and we asked for the same photographer that had done our maternity pictures because we had already talked to her and spent time with her, so she kind of knew us and we were comfortable with her. And somehow it all worked out that she was able to drop what she was doing and come up to the hospital. They brought her out, and they showed our beautiful, beautiful daughter to us. They kind of got her cleaned up and everything, and they handed her to Matthew, and he got to hold his daughter for the first time. We had our kids come back, and they got to meet their little sister, and
all got to hold her.
Yep, they all got to hold her and talk to her, and they were smitten. They loved it. In the transition time, they checked her again, and she was gone. She had passed at some point with her siblings. Their mom and dad in there with her.
I found them just happening to go on Facebook one day, and I just had found their page. Graham's birthday his due date was coming up, and I was just researching something to honor his memory. Then when we found out that Harper had a heart condition, I reached back out to see if we could get services. Unfortunately, I had a gut feeling, and a lot of this could be just because of everything that happened with Graham, that I only had so much limited time with Harper. I only have very few professional photos of Graham, that I wanted as many photos of Harper that we could have. So they did maternity photos for us, I believe at 32 weeks, just because of the unknown uncertainty of preeclampsia. They also did newborn photos of Harper before she had surgery. She had end-of-life photos the day that she died.
Even if we were to bring her home and, she were to be here, it's still something that you want, because it's still part of their journey, regardless of, the outcome,
All the pictures that we have of Harper are very, very important to us.
Take the time and take the opportunity that you have to get the pictures to do things with or for your child, because one day that's going to be all that you have.
Our kids are everything to us, and most people get to, take them to the park and take them, go do things, and I get to pull out my phone and I get to show them pictures of my kids instead of taking them and, presenting them. The photos are everything because it's all I have. So the fact that On Angel's Wings gave me these photos is everything because it's all we have. We will cherish them forever.
Just having something to remind you, and something that I can have up in my house. Like for so many people, she wasn't real because they didn't get to hold her and they didn't get to see her outside of the womb. And so acknowledging that she existed is huge, and you don't want to miss that opportunity to have somebody else realize that your baby was here, that they lived, that they existed, that they are a part of you forever. There's so many people that, oh, well, you have 4 kids. Well, no, I actually have 5. I just want her to be acknowledged, that people know that she was here, and that's On Angel's Wings with the pictures and the reminders and stuff. Like they sent us the keychain and the necklace, and that reminder that somebody else remembers her, it means everything.
It's more than just the photos. There's the events that you can do, the people that are there to help support you, the other moms that have lost their babies that are there, the other dads that are there too. We're not alone.
No.
The connections that I've been able to make, I know that those friendships that have been formed have been like a saving grace through this. You just never know with a fragile kiddo. And so having those people there who are ready to give you those memories and are ready to support you and ready to just offer hope and encouragement, it is truly a saving grace through the whole journey. So I'm just incredibly thankful.
Help is always out there, and I think On Angel Wings definitely takes a lot of stress away when you jump into this life of a special needs child or a child with any kind of disabilities. A lot of families want to get pictures and have those memories with their child and all that, and the traumatic birth or whatever they went through seems to be the peak of all that stress and everything. So On Angel Wings doing what they do best just helps take all that stress away.
I mean, it means everything. It takes those dark days that a mom typically has, and it kind of makes you stop and realize and take that moment of, wow, I do have a very special gift, and having these precious memories of our son is something that we will forever cherish.
I look at those and I know that I was just so scared. I had no clue that, this year we're going to be taking his 4th birthday pictures. And when I look at those photos from before his procedure, I just prayed and hoped for these moments. And so looking at like how far he has came, and just the documentation through his journey and his progress, I just always pray that it just gives other families hope. It gives me hope. I don't think I'll ever look at them and not feel just completely overwhelmed with gratitude and thankfulness.